Hey everyone, it's Jose here, and I am coming at you with another vlog. So I'm not on the road, so I'm going to try to cover topics about travel or ideas and thoughts that came to me while I was traveling. So recently, I was on the road. I was in France, and when I was speaking to people, they would ask me about my job. So of course, that's a normal topic to talk about. And but the weird thing is, people will ask me how I make money, which I think is such a strange thing to ask somebody, but also not at the same time. It's a very personal question, and I often just tend to ignore that question altogether because I don't like discussing my personal finances. But when people ask me, I usually give them the same old spiel. I say, 3 years ago, I started a blog, and with the hopes of presenting what it's like to be a gay married man to the world, and found that I really hated writing about my day-to-day life. The part that was more fun to write about was travel, especially when I was giving people information and tips that they could use for their own travels, because travel is such a very important part of my life with Alfred. So I started focusing on that, and here we are 3 years later. I have really tried to push it and build a name for myself, and slowly but surely it's working. But it's not all glorious. I don't really make a lot of money, and I basically do it because I love it. So that's kind of how it goes. I will admit that my circumstances are a little bit different than other people's, so I'm a bit more fortunate when it comes down to it. But other than that, yeah, I just pursue what I pursue for fun, for love of travel. And I try my best to keep the blog pretty neutral. I don't take on a lot of press trips, and I try my best to not take on a lot of paid gigs and stuff, because I want to be honest about what I'm doing. And you know, if you take paid gigs, it kind of feels like you have to give them something in return. So when it comes down to it, and people ask me, excuse me, when people ask me how it is that I do what I do, I take that to mean something else. I don't think people really particularly care about what I do, because honestly, it's not remarkable. I decided that I wanted something out of life, and I proceeded. That's it. So in that aspect, it's not very remarkable. However, when people ask me, I think that more than anything, they're curious because none of us wants to work for the man. You know, like, nobody wants to work for the man. When you go to a job, unless you're passionate about it. Like my husband, he works for the man. He works for a very big medical products company, and he loves his job. He loves doing the research. He loves doing all the stuff that he does that I don't understand. But I know that he's extremely happy with his job. So it can be the case that you love your job and you love working for the man. And I guess in that situation, if you love your job, you love your job, because it doesn't feel like you're working. But I think that most people, if they introspected a little, would find that they're very unhappy in their current position, because they're not doing what they want to do. And that's kind of how I feel. I don't want to work for somebody else, constantly working on their projects, and that doesn't leave time for my own self-development, for my own self-discovery, and that's really important to me. So when people meet someone who is living unconventionally, like myself, their interest is piqued. They want to know how it is that somebody can, just pursue their dream. So what it comes down to is that I recognized what I wanted in life, and I went for it. Made a conscious effort to believe in myself, and I think that that's the most important factor here. Is I believed and I believe in myself. The strange thing about believing in something is that usually other people, they'll start feeling that that something is real, and eventually they might even start believing in the same thing. They might believe in you. But before any of that can happen, before anything can happen, you have to find it inside of yourself, to believe in yourself, and then to pursue that dream or goal in whatever way. It can be small steps, it can be a giant leap of faith, whatever, but you have to start pursuing your dream. So if you want people to believe in something that you like to build, then you're going to find that it's necessary that you believe in yourself. And there's no standardized steps for living your genuine life and working your dream job. I see tons of people on the internet, tons of people. Some of them are my friends, offering guides, video guides, guidelines, tips, tricks, and whatever for living your dream, for making money while never feeling like you're working, for, you know, all these little catchy phrases that imply that you don't have to work and you can still live your life and enjoy it. And of course, there's value to those things, because they're not saying that you won't have to work. They're saying it won't feel like you're working because you're pursuing your dream. Whether it's living abroad and working, whether it's traveling, whether it's, you know, planting a garden and making a living out of that, or washing dogs. My dog's right here, that's why I pointed down. So that's great, but the one thing that those tutorials and such can't offer you is they cannot give you self-confidence, and they cannot give you belief in yourself. In order to get that, you have to find that within yourself. And the best way to do that is through action and introspection. Because we shouldn't waste our time with feeble attempts at proving ourselves to others, because it seems like that's what we all do. I do the same. I constantly feel like I need to prove myself to certain people. It's something I struggle with. But the best thing we can do is to take action and do what's good for us and for our dreams and our goals. Because just remember, it's great to have dreams. Dreams is this ideological thing, but all dreams are fanciful thoughts if there's no actions. They're useless. Dreams are useless if you don't take action. So it's wonderful to have dreams and it's wonderful to have goals, but if you're not going to do something to make those goals and those dreams a reality, then all you have are thoughts, and those really don't do very much for you in the end. So my advice to people who want to live their most genuine life, and people who want to live and work their dream job, is that instead of trying to prove yourself to everyone around you, instead of listening to everything that everyone says that you should do, you should just live your life. Be happy, be positive, put effort into your dreams, because dreams are useless, again, without action. And through your actions, people will see you believe in yourself and what you stand for. And this is how you're going to find success more effectively. And that's what it all comes down to, is feeling successful. And remember that success is subjective. So basically, my idea of success is different from my husband's idea of success, which is different from my friend, her idea of success. Success is subjective to the individual. And it does not necessarily constitute or equate to a dollar amount. In fact, I don't make a ton of money, but I feel very successful. I feel very happy with what I've accomplished so far. So basically, you have to figure out what constitutes success for you. And once you figure that out, then you can start working on the steps you need to take in order to get to that castle that's up there in the sky. And remember that wealth and fame are freaking awesome. I love it when I get an interview, and I'm not famous, but I love it when somebody interviews me. I love it when somebody recognizes me. And let's be honest, I love it when I get paid. So both of those things are awesome, but they're not gonna make you feel successful. When I get paid, I don't feel any more successful. I do feel successful when people tell me the impact that my work has on them, when people read my work, when people tell me that they appreciate what I'm doing. I do feel successful when I produce something that I feel very proud of. So just like self-confidence and self-belief, success is found inside of you, and you just gotta figure that out. So the whole point of this video is that when people ask me how it is that I do what I do, when it comes down to it, the way that I acquired my job, it isn't important. It's really not. How much money I make, that is not important. And how I'm able to do it, that's not important. All of that will come. Like when I started doing this, when I started travel blogging, I had no idea what I was doing. I found some amazing travel bloggers that I kind of became friends with, and I started learning from. Of course, you can learn all of this stuff. I mean, I learned web design, I learned, I taught myself how to be a good photographer, I taught myself videography, I taught myself all these things. You will learn all this stuff, but it's not important how, really. What's more important is that you believe in yourself and just put yourself out there and do it. So, my answer to all of these tutorials, all of these, buy my product and I'll teach you how to do this. That's great. There's value to all of those. But there is a lot of that material out there. But the one thing none of that can offer you is self-confidence, belief in yourself, and your own idea of success. You've got to figure all that out first. And once you've got that all figured out, then you're going to be able to do whatever it is that you set your mind to. So keep your chin up, everyone, and yeah, just live your life, and everything else will follow. It really will. I always say that things work out one way or the other. There's always some sort of a plan, whether or not we understand it, and they do. They always work out, even if it's not the way we plan. So, anyways, sort of a little rant, but I hope that it was sort of inspirational. I don't know. But thanks for watching.